Have you ever found yourself wondering how some Indian investors are snapping up apartments in Dubai or these really beautiful flats in London? Well, it's a huge trend, and in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how it all works. We'll cover the why, the how, and the top global hotspots, all with a little help from some expert analysis.
So, you might be asking yourself, is expanding my portfolio beyond India actually a smart move? It's a big question for sure, but it's one that more and more Indian investors are answering with a very firm yes. Let's dive into the core reasons why this is all happening right now. Okay, let's start with the most convincing reason of all, the numbers. Right here in India, a pretty good rental yield is, what, maybe 3 to 4%? Now, take a look at the UAE. The average is around 8%, and you can even find some high-demand places hitting 10%. I mean, that huge difference in just pure rental income is the #1 thing pushing investors to look overseas. So that brings us to our first section, the global property dream. Because beyond just those higher returns we talked about, what are the bigger, more strategic reasons for this move? It's really about playing a bigger, more global game.
It really boils down to 3 key things. First up is diversification. It's just smart. Your wealth isn't completely tied to the Indian market's ups and downs, you're kind of hedging your bets. Second, like we just saw, is the simple, powerful math of higher rental returns. And third, and this is a big one, it's about building a long-term global asset base for your family, creating wealth that isn't stuck in one place.
All right, so the why is pretty clear. But what about the how? This is where a lot of people get a little nervous, so let's navigate this financial maze together. It might look complex, but I promise the rules are actually pretty straightforward once you break them down.
The absolute key to this whole process is something called the Liberalized Remittance Scheme, or LRS. Think of this as the official green light from the Reserve Bank of India. It's the main financial pathway that lets Indian residents legally send money abroad for investments. And yes, that absolutely includes buying property.
And here is the magic number you need to remember, $250,000 US. That's the LRS limit, per person, per financial year. Now, that number defines what you can do on your own, but it is definitely not the end of the story. Now, this is where the strategy gets really interesting. That individual limit might seem a bit tight for some properties, right? But check this out. A family of 4 can legally pool their individual LRS limits. All of a sudden, that $250,000 cap becomes a $1 million investment fund. This is exactly how families are buying much larger, more premium properties around the world.
Okay, so when you go to transfer that money, you're going to run into something called TCS, or Tax Collected at Source. It's a 20% tax they take right at the beginning, but, and this is super important, this is not a cost. Think of it more like a security deposit. You can claim that exact amount back as a credit or a refund when you file your income tax return. It's just a bit of paperwork, that's all.
So now that we've figured out the rules, let's get to the fun part. Where is all this money actually going? Let's take a look at the top global hotspots for Indian property investors. This table gives us a fantastic snapshot. Dubai is a huge favorite, obviously, not just for those great rental yields we talked about, but also for its golden visa program. London is a classic, right? It's all about stability and prestige, a real blue-chip market. Then you've got places like Portugal, also with the golden visa option, and the US, where states like Florida are really popular because of their strong legal protections for landlords. Okay, so we've covered the why, the how, and the where. Now, let's put it all together into a solid plan. This next section is your roadmap, a clear step-by-step guide from just thinking about it to actually holding the keys. Here it is, a 6-step plan. Step 1, figure out your goal. Is it cash flow, long-term growth, or a place for you to use? 2, pick your spot based on the data. 3, set your budget using that LRS framework. 4, and please listen to this one, do your homework. Really do it. Verifying the property title and the developer's reputation is just non-negotiable. 5, send the funds. And finally 6, close the deal. Maybe using a power of attorney, a POA, if you need to sign things from India.
And what's really amazing is that technology makes this whole journey so much easier today. You don't even have to leave your home. AI can give you property valuations in seconds. You can take these incredible 3D virtual tours of a place in London from your desk in Hyderabad. People are even using blockchain to make sure listings are legit. It's a whole new world.
All right, but no investment explainer would be complete if we didn't look at the other side of the coin. So let's talk about the risks and, more importantly, how you can manage them.
Look, the main takeaway here is that for every single risk, there's a smart way to handle it. Worried about currency swings? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Invest in different regions. Worried about political issues? Stick to stable, well-established countries. And to avoid getting taxed twice, once there and once here, countries have these things called double taxation avoidance agreements, or DTAs. And the best defense against scams? That's easy. Work with professionals you can trust.
And honestly, this quote says it all. The single most important thing for success and, for your peace of mind isn't finding the perfect property, it's finding the perfect partner. Having experts who do all the background checks for you, well, that's the best insurance policy you can have. So, we've laid out the map for you. The rules, the destinations, the action plan. We've seen that with the right strategy and a guide you can trust, this is actually more accessible than ever before. Which really brings us to the final question. Is a global property portfolio your next big move? It's something to think about. Thanks for